Hi, my name is Mona Garcia. I'm an RN diabetes educator with Providence Health and Services, and today I'm going to be interviewing Damon Dash, and we're going to be talking about diabetes and his network that has been a great resource for diabetes patients.
I'm not afraid to be a dreamer. Oh, take me away.
So how has the diabetes diagnosis really changed your lifestyle? I know you have a lot of support from your wife. What are some changes that you've made along the way?
Well, there has been no changes since I've been 15.
Okay.
So I don't even remember not being diabetic. It's a part of my life. It's like breathing. It's like brushing my teeth. I can't imagine life without it. I'm surprised that no one else is. Like, I'm like, you're not diabetic. Like, you know what I mean? It seems like it's normal to me. But what it does is it makes me conscious of my future. It makes me want to be healthy. Every time I do eat, I have to have consciousness of what I'm eating. You know what I mean? I'm always aware of my blood sugar. It makes you very aware, which makes me a little better in business, I think. You know what I mean? Because whatever I'm doing in the world, anywhere in the world, whether I'm on stage, whether I'm directing, whether I'm drunk, whether I'm, laughing, wherever it is, I always have to have my medicine. I always have to know what my blood sugar is. I always have to have consciousness regardless to what disorganization or whatever dysfunction is going on in my life. That function has to be straight. So I've been able to apply that discipline in everything else that I do.
Okay. So do you do a lot of activity with working out or?
Well, I do work out at least once a day.
Oh, good.
I run. I've always boxed. Working out is a big part of being diabetic. It's something I always, like, one of the misconceptions, and I asked the doctor, was I was always told you're not diabetic when you work out, or you don't have diabetes when you work out. She doesn't like diabetic. I don't want to offend you, not being diabetic at all. From a diabetic, but and I was talking to the doctor, and I still can't even fully articulate it, but it just absorbs more sugar, something in your muscles.
Yes,
right.
I can explain it
Please
to you.
do.
So
Teach me something. Right?
okay, so insulin is the key that opens that door to let that glucose in, our blood sugar. When you're active, and that means walking, that means watching TV, doing some weights, whatever activity you can do, those doors are going to be wide open. So that glucose is going to just go down. It's going to go right into those cells and out of your bloodstream.
Right.
Because on your sensor, it's measuring what your glucose is in your bloodstream. Okay, we need some in there, but not too much. The majority, we need it in the cell.
Right.
So that's what happens when you're active, is those cell walls are wide open and that sugar just goes in.
So yeah, I think maybe because I'm so active, that that could be.
Because it's really the activity, your medication, and your food. Those three things are going to manage your diabetes.
Well,
And controlling stress.
And
When I have new patients, type 2 patients that are diagnosed, and it's different with type 2 versus type 1, but type 2, just like you said, there's a lot of shame. They're embarrassed.
Right.
Because there's, media, family saying, oh, well, you got diabetes because you ate that, or you got diabetes because you don't exercise. They get shamed. When they said, I don't want to take care of my diabetes, and I bring that, I said, well, you realize, it can affect your sex life, and then they listen.
Yeah, sometimes, can't get it up.
Absolutely. And I know on your network, you have resources for food, for activity, right?
Absolutely. So, like, again, Rocky does yoga, and I watch her do yoga, but I go and I jog.
Good.
And I hit the bag. I used to box, so I'll jog a mile a day, and I'll hit the bag. But I think it's better if Rocky showcases that.
Okay.
I'd rather them see her. She's very eloquent with it. She's good at it. And most of the people around me do yoga and things like that.
Okay.
And not just yoga, whatever workout. Like, she has a good workout. Like, honestly, I think, like, what I do,
Okay.
I don't really want the network to be so me heavy. I don't think I'm as relatable, but I think Rocky's more relatable because she knows everything. She breaks it down. She's the genius. She's the brain. Like, my motto on the network is invest in women. Guys aren't so smart to me. You know what I mean? I'm a guy and I do a lot of dumb stuff. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, damn, I'm dumb. Like, it's really funny. You know what I mean? Like, I understand it. I've embraced it. So, I like to do things from her perspective, more of a female perspective, more of a caring perspective, more of a knowing how to care about other people before yourself perspective.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because men are a little bit selfish. They always want a mommy, and they always want somebody to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why there's certain things I won't even be able to say, but I do. I eat good, but sometimes I just don't even know what I'm eating or why I'm eating. But if you ask her, so it's about taking care of ourselves and the things that we love, and having fun doing it. You know, I don't think medical has the connotation as square.
Yes.
You know, I think taking care of yourself is the new cool.
Yes.
You know, I think being insecure and showcasing physical things mean nothing. That's not wealthy. Wealthy is having and enjoying your life, enjoying your family, and being able to love properly and having health. Health is really wealth. You can't have money and be sick and enjoy the money. That's to me like being broke. You know what I'm saying? So again, with my platform over the years, I've been able to promote a lot of different ideals, and a lot of them weren't the right ones, and it was because I was young. As I've evolved, I've been wanting to put the right thing into the air, and as a result of all the music I put out and all the movies I put out and all the fashion I put out, I've never had emails saying that you saved my life yesterday because I didn't think I had hope. You know, I was going through one of them diabetic depressions, and you gave me hope. You know, and I get those often, like
Yes.
daily,
Yes.
on, you know, just people that aren't diabetic that talk about the people they love that are, and the people that have just recently been diagnosed, the people that have used to be ashamed but now they're not. I've never got that kind of response ever about anything, and I've gotten good responses, but this has been the one that's felt the best for me. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's the right thing.
Yeah, really, you know, having diabetes, it's really, I always tell patients, it's a normal, healthy lifestyle. You know, so it makes you more aware, just like you said. You're aware of what you eat, you're aware of what you're
Like
putting
I'm
in your body.
46, right? I'm touching it.
That's
Touching it.
very
That's
nice.
46. You could be diabetic and have this at 46 if you take care of yourself.
That's right.
Don't touch it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So that's an important message, and it's important to take care of your stress. You know.
I'm living, I'm breathing,
Exactly.
and I'm free.
Exactly.
There's really not too much in between I need to stress about. You
Mhm.
know, the tragedies that happen in life I can't control.
Correct.
So in between that, I'm not going to be mad about anything that I can't. You know what I mean? So I prefer to be laughing than crying. And when I'm crying, it's because I have no choice. But if I have a choice, I'm going to be laughing.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's important, just like you have your support, for many patients to have support either from family, from friends.
You need wifey
You-
for lifey.
You
gotta
have
find your
you have
wifey for
governor.
lifey.
You know, you have so many things to have that support
But
that
you have
just
to be-
makes it better for your journey.
But you have to own, like, Rocky signed on to it consciously. She knew what she was walking into. Now, if you don't tell your partner you're diabetic and y'all get through a relationship and all of a sudden you drop that on them,
Yeah.
it's almost like you feel like you've been betrayed, and now they don't have a choice. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's not fair to do that to somebody.
Yeah,
know what I
absolutely.
mean?
You brought up a good point. You know, having diabetes does not give you the complications. It's high blood sugars. You know, it's why there's a lot of misconceptions. People feel as soon as I get diabetes, I'm doomed. It's
Correct.
over.
Yeah.
You know, but you can control how you're going to have your blood sugar.
This is 35 years of diabetes, right? I've had it for 35 years.
Absolutely.
You could have diabetes, and 35 years later you could make all kind of history, and still be, the girls still like you when you walk in the room.
Absolutely.
All those kind of things. Those kind of things happen. You can do that as a diabetic, and that's what I'm the future of a young diabetic.
Good.
If you take, and honestly, I wasn't perfect. I wasn't OCD.
Absolutely.
I was able to be regular. I was able to rock star out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still here. But it's because at some point, see, the thing about diabetes is once it goes, you're done. You're cooked. There's no going back. There's no repairing it. So it's about preventing getting to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and you brought up a good point about being perfect. I really stress that to patients. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to fumble, and that's okay. We just got to get back on track. You know, we can't, overall, if our, management is pretty good, then you're likely of having complications very minimal.
No person that's ever existed over the billions of years or whatever it is that the planet has ever been perfect. The only thing that's guaranteed is that you will be imperfect, and that should be embraced.
Yes.
You understand? Like anyone that pretends they're perfect
Yes.
is spooky and
Yes.
scary because it's a lie. You understand what I'm
So,
saying?
I had a patient that had diabetes for 67 years. She got diagnosed when she was 3.
Mm.
So she had not one complication. So I was like, let me pull up a chair and talk to her and see what is the secret.
What's her
And
method? And I mean, she was doing it
so-
the old-fashioned way.
Listen, she
Damn.
had to sharpen her needles, boil her syringes.
Gosh.
She wore the first insulin pump that was the backpack one.
Damn.
So I said, oh my goodness, how did you manage to have no complications? And she told me, she goes, I had days where I messed up, but she said I always got back on track. And she said she was not a very good teenager, rebelled, but she always got back on track.
Well, one of the things that I thought was interesting was I think only 20% of diabetics that at least take care of themselves a little bit have complications. So if you even take care of yourself a little bit, you'll be all right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You could be okay. If you take care of yourself a lot, you'll be better than the average human.
Yes.
You know, that's what it does. It makes you live perfect, so you end up better. You understand?
I agree. I really think that's an important message, that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to do the best you can.
Nobody's perfect.
Exactly. I agree.
Always dreamer.